Hi, my name is Nadim. I'm a musician, a producer, and a DJ. I produce music under the name of Wake Island, which is a project I have with Phil. We're a two-piece duo, and I'm based out of New York City.
What brings you to NAMM with the Jammy guitar?
Yeah, so basically I discovered Jammy last year. I play many instruments, but guitar is my main instrument, and I was looking for a solution to kind of use a guitar in a digital for digital music production in Ableton Live, and I was trying a lot of different approaches and a lot of different plugins and stuff, and then I found Jammy online by just research, right? Just researching a bunch of stuff, and then I saw some videos and I decided to try it, and so I got in touch with you guys, and you've been the best. so has Jammy, basically.
So how long have you used Jammy?
It's been, I'm gonna say, almost a year, and it's really changed a lot of stuff for me. Particularly live, I would say, because of its portability, and today's reality for many artists when touring is it's really hard to have a lot of expenses, you know. So if you can travel light, it really helps a lot your career in many ways, and also like the kind of stuff I can do with Jammy now in my live music production is really interesting. And there were things that I couldn't necessarily do with an electric guitar, so I'm extremely happy about it and highly recommend people try it to see what they can do with it, you know, because especially as a MIDI controller, it opens up a lot of opportunities and avenues, I find.
Tell me a little bit about the tour. Where did you guys play with?
Okay, so basically I've toured so many places, but since I got my hands on Jammy has been to many places with me. So obviously including Canada, because the project's also based in Montreal, and Toronto. We've played like a really big show recently in downtown Toronto. Jammy has been with me to the States, New York City, and the most exciting tour I did with Jammy was in the Middle East and in North Africa, where we took Jammy across Lebanon, Bahrain, Dubai, Egypt, and yeah, so far it's been this, and I'm very excited to say that Jammy will be going to Morocco in September, and for the first time, I guess, for a tour, and it'll be going again to Montreal, and it's traveling with me everywhere.
So you use Jammy in your live setup. Do you also use it in the studio?
Yes. So Jammy has been also amazing in the studio. It's a great. It helps me a lot because sometimes if I have an idea, when I'm producing for myself or with other artists, if we have an idea that requires like a string instrument of sorts, it doesn't have to be a guitar. It could be like I use it a lot for oud, for instance, or like bouzuk, or other Middle Eastern instruments, or it could be like something totally different, like say, I don't know, a banjo or something. Anything that has a string logic to it, I think Jammy is perfect, because all you need is a good digital instrument, and then you could just plug it directly by USB and try that idea, try it immediately without having to, work a lot on getting a good sound. Like, that's why I find I used it so far on a few tracks that I've produced for an artist in Montreal, and I was super, super happy with the results, and I'm excited to try it on some of my own productions too.
What are some of the tracks that you live setting that are your favorites?
Yeah. Well, since I got my hands on Jammy, it's been making its way more and more into my live setup. Like at first, because I had reduced a bit the guitar just because I wasn't happy taking an electric guitar on tour anymore. It didn't fit the music that I play live, which is essentially dance music, very influenced by early techno, house music, also a lot of Middle Eastern beats. And so having an electric guitar was kind of limiting. And so Jammy at first was kind of replacing some of the guitar stuff I was doing. But increasingly it became a thing of its own. And so live I use it to play a lot of melodic lines that work really well with beats. So I use it to play oud. There's a really nice instrument from Native Instruments that samples a lot of Middle Eastern instruments. So that's one of the main things I do. But then I process a lot of those sounds using Ableton effects. So I use Jammy in Ableton Live. And a lot of those effects can be automated to create like really awesome live moments. And that's why I'm exploring a lot of this now. Also, I'm super excited that now the knob on Jammy can be MIDI mapped. So this allows allows me to try different things, different ideas. I also use it to play synths, which is kind of cool because I'm doing it with like a guitar approach. And so far, yeah, it's been synths and some of those instruments I mentioned. And very excited about the other stuff that I'll explore in the future.
So, what would you say to the Jammy players community? Like, what would you suggest them do, like in terms of, just creativity and stuff like that?
I mean, I would definitely, for whoever has Jammy, and I would definitely recommend plugging it into your computer, no matter what DAW you use. Maybe if Ableton is too complicated or whatever, just go with a basic DAW, and when you plug it in, you'll see that you might get some ideas. If you're trying to write music or write songs or whatever, you might get some ideas and just record them and try to build stuff around them. I don't know, that's what I would do. I just think it's really awesome to be able to like use a guitar mind or a guitar approach to create things that aren't guitar sounds. That would be, I think, a cool thing to try, and maybe it'll inspire whoever's trying that to be like, oh wait, maybe I shouldn't necessarily think of playing guitar riffs on this thing, and maybe I can create like some like really nice soundscape that I wouldn't have done on a guitar necessarily. I think that's cool.
First impressions of Jammy?
Okay, so first impressions with Jammy, when I got my hands on it, it was, I mean, again, I had been so tired of carrying instruments that just the idea of this like snap it into two pieces, actually multiple pieces, but that just like got me so excited, and it made me accept like any technical challenges that I was going to face, because obviously like any new instruments, there's always technical limitations and challenges. Every instrument out there, no matter how perfect it is limited. And so I was willing to accept that because it brought a big advantage, which is the idea of digital MIDI controlling instrument, but also this portability that's really, I mean, amazing. So my first impressions were, yes, I want to work with this for a while, and I hope to and I'm sure it like the instrument will keep improving, but also like digital technologies will keep improving, and so yeah, it's cool, it's exciting.
So how would you characterize Jammy in like a few sentences or a sentence? What would you say?
I guess you guys do a pretty good job at doing this. I would say it's a super portable digital guitar. I mean, that opens up a world of possibilities for electronic music production. For people who have guitar instincts, I would say. maybe it's less interesting for someone who's never played guitar, because it really is a guitar and it feels like it, which is why I love it so much. But for someone who has been or is a guitarist, not has been, someone who is a guitarist and is interested in digital music production, I think it's the best thing out there.